All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we are going through Proverbs chapter 2, verses 8 through 10, and it really talked to me about action and results driving desire. Let me tell you what I mean by getting into the verses. So, it reads, guarding the paths of justice and watching over the way of his saints. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Actually, I was only supposed to read 9 and 10, so I'm going to go through this again, with starting in verse 9. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. It's actually good that I read verse 8 too, but hey, whatever. This is about verses 9 and 10 specifically, and what I got from this is the pretext first. Come on, Timmy, the pretext. Verse 8, guarding the paths of justice and watching over the way of his saints. And in verse 7 it says, he is a shield to those who walk in integrity. And the key here is the action. Walking in integrity, that is an action. Guarding the paths of justice. The paths of justice are something to be walked. More action. Watching over the way of his saints. More action. And so what I like about this is that the action begets results. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity in every good path. So take the action of walking in integrity, walking the path of justice, and acting in a way that is very similar to how the saints act. When you act like the saints, when you walk a path of justice, and when you walk in integrity, after that, so those are actions, you will understand righteousness and justice and equity in every good path. You will get the result of understanding. Then it says, for wisdom will come into your heart, another result. So now you've gotten understanding, you've gotten wisdom, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. And this is what I really want to talk about. Hold yourself accountable to a behavior until you can't imagine life without that behavior. That's what I really want to talk about in this show. And I'm saying that because here you have a behavior. Walking in integrity, walking the path of justice, acting like the saints. Hold yourself accountable to those behaviors, and then you will get the results of understanding righteousness and justice and equity and every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart. You're going to get those results. But then something really cool happens. Desire begins to cultivate inside you. And so Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, talks about creating a burning desire. And he talks about two things. A, think about the thing that you want. Which I know sounds really simple, but think about it intensely. Like visualize it with all of your senses. After you visualize the thing that you want with all of your senses, act on it. So see it clearly in your mind and then take massive action on it. It's a very similar thing here. Taking massive action on walking in integrity, the path of justice, walking it, and acting like the saints. You got to be clear on what it looks like to walk in integrity first, and then you have to walk in integrity. And then once you do that, desire strikes. Knowledge will be pleasant to your soul, which means your soul will start to crave knowledge because our souls crave pleasant things. And what's interesting about this is you can change what is pleasant to your soul simply through action and results. Because I'm going to talk about the continuum again. We have our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and our results. And each one drives the other. So our beliefs drive our thoughts drive our feelings drive our actions, and our actions drive our results. So here, you're functioning in the last two pieces of that, actions and results. And the actions and results are informing beliefs, which are changing thoughts, which ultimately create that feeling of desire. And so here, it really only talks about feelings, actions, and results. But I just want to point out that when you're feeling good, when your soul is craving knowledge because it is pleasant to your soul, you're probably going to be thinking about it, and you're probably going to believe different things about it because knowledge is pleasant, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. That's what these verses are really about. It's about taking the action that we read in verse 8 and 7, getting the result that is promised us in verse 9 and the beginning of verse 10, and then cultivating the desire for knowledge because it starts to be pleasant to our soul. And so where has this shown up in my life? And not knowledge being pleasant to my soul necessarily, because that's shown up in really the grind for self-improvement. But what I specifically want to talk about is how a behavior has led to a result, and that result has led to me feeling a certain way, and that feeling means that I can't live life without that. My soul now craves that aspect of my life. And I would say posting a daily podcast is one of those things. And so since posting daily, I've come to look at myself as a more consistent person, somebody who can tackle challenges, somebody who can outsource. So, like, all of these things have become a part of who I believe I am. And so with that, my soul has began to crave more of those things because I think they are good and I think they give me a vehicle to impact people in a really cool way. Another way that this has shown up in my life where I've held myself accountable to behavior, and now I can't imagine my life without that behavior because my soul craves it. I start to feel good when I do it, is exercise. And as much as I don't like squats, I feel great after I squat. It gives me energy in the morning, all of that good stuff. And exercise is another one of those activities. And again, my soul craving knowledge specifically, honestly, doing the podcast on these Proverbs. Like, it's fun to talk about the Proverbs with you guys. It's fun to read great books like $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy and talk about that with people and disseminate that knowledge to people. And so my soul has started to crave all of these things because I've just been doing them for so long. And that's kind of how you guys can apply it to your life. Before I talk about where I want it to show up in my life, pick one positive behavior and stick to it for at least 90 days. If you do it every day for 90 days for like 5-10 minutes a day, not even that long, honestly, you do it for a minute a day, your body will start to crave it. It will start to become normal in your life. And as long as you pick something positive, something good, something that will take you to the next level, you will end up at that next level because you will have created the habits of that next level person. So, last thing I want to talk about where I want this to show up in my life, I would say I want strict sleep patterns, I want positive thinking, and I want feeling good. I want all three of those things to be actions and behaviors that I hold myself accountable to. I want those behaviors to create results, and I want those results to create a feeling in my soul of craving that very thing. And so it's really just a little bit of Pavlov's dog, reinforcing yourself to want the result of something because it starts to feel good after you do it for a while because your body will adjust, your body will get used to it, and then it'll be like, ooh, why did I not sleep 9 hours a day? Ooh, why was I thinking negatively when this positive thinking leaves me feeling good all the time? Ooh, why did I ever spend time feeling bad when I can feel good? So again, apply it to your life by picking one behavior and realizing that your actions will lead to results, and your results will cultivate and create the desire to push you forward towards more action, which will beget more results, which will beget more desire by influencing your beliefs, your thoughts, and directly your feelings. So, thank you guys for watching. That is all we got for you today. We will see you on the next one. And on that note, we're out.